We are back. It's another Friday edition of NBC 16 Sports Talk with Sports Director Aaron Salindy in the hot seat today.
Woohoo!
We are 15 days out from the start of college football here in Oregon. I am so excited. I can't wait to be sitting in Autzen in the early season when it's hot out. I got to keep this thing covered because the sun is beating down on you. Sunscreen out the wazoo just 2 weeks from now. What's it like from your position to be this close to the start of what is a crazy time of year for you?
Yeah, I think covering both Oregon and Oregon State as we get into another week of fall camp, I think everyone's bodies at this point are just so, I think, fragile, tired. Like this part of the year they know is just grueling, but it's like that final preparation that you do on yourself, like bettering yourself, the room, preparing for that first game week, which is coming up very soon. So I think there's a level of tiredness, a level of like, ugh, but at the same time, the intensity is also ramping up because there's people fighting for spots, and there's also that excitement of like, it's almost game week. Like it's almost here. We get to hit someone that's on a different team and not our own team. But also with that comes, of course, some injuries.
Yeah, a little bit of a damper on the Oregon side of things. We'll talk about both Oregon and Oregon State here in a momentarily, but Oregon, not a whole lot of clarity of what's been going on the field because you guys haven't been in for practice much at all this year. But we did get some clarity about a few things. 2 players shut down, one for the foreseeable, one for this. Are they season? Is it season-ending injury?
I would say that Coach Lanning, defensive back Trey McNutt, who I think this year probably would have had a good chance to redshirt regardless. Young player, but very talented. You never want to. You always want to have depth rather than not have depth due to injuries, which is unfortunate. But big recruit for the Ducks. Word got out this week that he has broken his leg. So obviously, I think it's one of those situations like could be better, could be worse. But I think that Coach Lanning, when he addressed the media about it this week, he was very optimistic that McNutt would be back in a certain amount of time and maybe be able to help them at the end of the season if they need it. But you miss all the practices, all of the games, especially some of those, matchups that Oregon is going to see that if they do the same thing as they did last year, come out strong, score 5 touchdowns in the first half. That's when you get to see some of these younger players get experience, which he will miss out on. But you never know. We'll see what happens. Another player, Jurion Dickey, rumored that he was kicked off the team. Coach Lanning confirmed that he was suspended indefinitely.
They give much clarity on the reason why?
Really not much. Coach Lanning said that they have 2 rules. One of them is to be respectful, and the other one is to be on time. He did not follow those rules. Therefore, that's why he was suspended. Other than that, really not much more information that we have other than the indefinitely part, meaning that it's not definite, it's indefinitely, but the chances, I would say, the way that he reacted to it, I would say it's probably one of those things where it would have to take a lot in order for him to get back on the team. I would say at this point, probably he's looking at other options, better fits. And I think that Coach Lanning said that he would help him, find his way to be on a team where he can contribute because he is a very talented player.
And there's one thing I'd like to add on that because I saw some discourse online about people frustrated with the lack of clarity about the reason for the suspension, the length of the suspension, things like that, where when you compare it to things like the NFL, I do want people to keep in mind that these are kids. These are young adults and kids. Young adults
trying
and kids.
To figure it out.
And having all their dirty laundry aired for the sake of your information about the sports team you love, I just don't think that that's fair. So I understand the reason why the school keeps that under wraps to help protect this young man as he continues to transition maybe to another opportunity or to a future with the Ducks later. It's just a kid.
That's why we have the transfer portal, right? Is because sometimes you go somewhere and you try and it's just not the right fit. And that's totally fine. And I think that at this point in the season, Coach Lanning has to protect his team, and that if that was the best decision for the team, then that's what he needs to do.
Yeah, and it seems as if Lanning has a lot of care for these young men, too.
He does.
Going to help them find a new opportunity if necessary, even if it's not here. And that doesn't have to be the way that he approaches it, but that's what's made it such a great program.
He wants to see every player be successful.
And that helps down the line, too, when you have transfer portal candidates, things like that. Doesn't hurt 100%. To have the players back. Not a whole lot more clarity out of Oregon camp. What else do we know as we get so close?
Yeah, so the quarterback battle between Dante Moore and Austin Novosad, and as well as all the other quarterbacks in the room. really don't know who's taking reps with the first string, who's taking reps at the second string. The only information that we've really got over and over and over consistently from all of the coaches and the players is that they're still mixing players around. Right now, there's no 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s. Like, there is just green and yellow. So I think they're taking this time in fall camp to really, especially because they do have so many younger players, to kind of mix things around, mix players to find out who works best with each other. For example, we saw the offensive line last year. They had a bunch of great pieces, but the first couple games, they just didn't have the right fit. So I think they're really taking the time this year to give everyone a chance to show what they can do, who's going to help them play winning football. And then by the time that first game, we'll all get to find out together what that final depth chart is going to look like. And with injuries, with players improving, I definitely think that a lot can change as we go throughout the season.
In just 15 more days, a week and a half away from game week, from when the players are preparing for actual competition. Speaking of competition, there's some up the 99 in Corvallis as well. What's the latest from Beavers camp?
Yeah, I definitely think that Malik Murphy is the projected starter. I think that his connection,
kind of talk of the team too.
With his connection with the wide receivers, I think we've seen really grow a lot. Unfortunately, too, again, dealing with some injuries, some players went down on Wednesday at practice. Darius Clemens, who's from Portland, transferred in last season, was injured, came back at the end of the season, made some noise towards the end. He was carted off the field on Wednesday. Super bummer, but the good thing is that that's the most experienced room in the team right now. So everyone is just, I think, trying to prepare, get things figured out. I think they're at the point now where they're comfortable now with Coach Bray and the scheme, him making that transition to helping out the defense, more focused on the defense this fall camp. And I definitely think they're starting to figure some things out. But then again, right out of the gate, they got Cal, which is going to be a tough game. So I think they're game prep. They're trying to focus as much as they can on themselves, so when it comes to Cal, they can really dive into how they're going to get a win in week 1.
I will say, we're running low on time. So, Beavers fans, I promised you 2 weeks ago we'd talk more about you. Last week we did that. I'm going to flip-flop them next week. We'll go Beavers first. We'll go Ducks second. A little more Beavers talk next week, because we're wrapping up another edition of NBC 16 Sports Talk. Such a wealth of knowledge to have DeAndre Sanders, Aaron Slindy, these folks that have been in these sorts of locker rooms leading up to the regular season.
Yeah.
Just keep sharing your wisdom with us, Aaron.
And make sure you follow us on social. We'll have all of your content there as well, too. Updates from fall camp. And we're so excited to get football season rolling, both college, high school. We got NFL games.
Ooh, it's so close. There's fall-like weather going on right now, and football is just a few days away. More NBC 16 Sports Talk next week. Thanks, Aaron.